Hey everyone, welcome to the Yoga in Black podcast. If you're not new, however, welcome back. I'm Tierney, your host, and this show is all about the experiences of Black yoga and wellness professionals. Each episode, I'm joined with a new guest, and we'll just have a conversation between two peers about our experiences within the yoga and wellness industries, and also highlight where you can find their classes. At the forefront, this show is all about letting you know that Black folks are out here in this wellness industry doing amazing things that you can experience. So with that said, grab your favorite beverage. You know I got mine in the favorite mug. And let's have a chat. This is your friendly reminder that all episodes of this podcast are pre-recorded and some topics or events discussed may be outdated. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy the show. Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the Yoga in Black podcast. My name is Tierney, and I am joined this week by Wandee Doughty. Wandee, I don't want to say much else. Go on and tell your story, boo.
So, my name is Dwanda Doughty, a.k.a. Wandee. I am here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I have been doing yoga, teaching yoga for 20 plus years, but just was recently certified. Just because I felt like it was that time in my life, I was ready to just get that. I love yoga. I cannot live without it. Every time I try to put it down, I've had to pick it back up for my own peace of mind and sanity. So there you go.
That is so true, because I've done that same exact thing where I've taken a break, quote unquote, and just felt terrible. 2 days in, not even like a full week, 2 days in, if I take any type of break from yoga, I am like, oh no, bring it back. Mm-hmm. I need it. I don't want to call it an addiction, but it's definitely a necessity.
Yes, it is. I've tried like all other kind of workouts and things. And right now, yoga is the only thing that I do. It's the only thing that I feel like my body wants to do.
Yeah, I was there for a while. And I've just recently started getting back into fitness, but I still incorporate so much yoga movement into it. And then I'll meditate right after, because I can't. I need to regulate myself somehow, because working out is very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a little too invigorating, and it makes me it's almost like drinking coffee, and I have to bring myself down a little bit with the meditation. Yes. So take us back. You said it, you've been practicing and teaching for 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Off and on.
Take us back.
Oh boy. So, I joined a gym here locally where I live, and like everybody just wants to get fit. I wasn't into weightlifting, but I was like, let me just join this gym, and started working out, getting on the treadmill every day, that I go there or whatever. And then I started seeing, oh, they have yoga classes. What is yoga? Let me find out what that is. Lo and behold, it bit me just like a bug. And I was like, I am so hooked. Like, this is it. Like, this is me. I started going to those classes at the gym. Then I started branching out to other places that taught yoga. And I was just fascinated about how I felt in my body and just invigorated. Like, it was amazing. So then I started teaching the elderly. And teaching it to my children, because I'm a mother of 7. So I was teaching my children as well. And a few of them liked it. Some of them didn't like it. I only have 2 that kind of do it every now and then with me, even now. But that's where it began.
That is so cool. Man, now I understand what you mean about the need for yoga. 7 kids is a busy household.
Yeah, we were a blended family, and most of them are older. My oldest is 32. My youngest is 16. So, yeah.
That is
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Ah, that's got to be a fun time.
Yes,
Family gatherings have got to be
yes,
so
we're
fun.
all the ones getting the milk and the bread when it snows in North Carolina. So if you're looking at this and you're from North Carolina, it's us. We were the ones getting all the milk and bread. But yeah, yes.
I always was so curious as to why it's always bread, milk, and eggs that are the first to go in a disaster type situation. Since you spent so much time with before going through to get your certification, could you tell me a little bit more about the experience that you've had teaching without one? Because there's a big stigma, I feel, in the yoga world in the States that makes people feel like they need to have the certification. But I'm wanting to know where your inspiration and the learning that you did throughout the way.
So
If you could tell me a little bit more about that.
I don't know. I just felt like everybody else was certified, and it just feels like there's a pressure on you to be that way, and it's like people don't want to hire you if you don't have that under your belt. It's almost like having a 2 or 4 year degree in something. They need for you to have that so that they can feel okay, I guess. And I guess that's where the pressure of it came from. But I did it for me in a sense of just wanting to dig deep and dive deep into what yoga really is. And I was like curious, and I knew there was more that I could learn. And I am a lifetime student of yoga. I don't think that I know everything, and I have not arrived. I'm still learning things even now. So that's where my wanting to become a yoga teacher stemmed from. Or certified yoga teacher rather.
Yeah, I was one of those that felt pressured to do so. Plus, I was really doubting that I could even do it without understanding, because I'm very much a questions person, and I feel the need to ask someone. And then it just kind of dawned on me, I'm like, well, if I'm going to ask this many questions, I may as well enroll myself in the program. But in hindsight, I kind of wish I had spent more time just doing some self-study by my own, or at least kind of aligning myself with an instructor that I trust and feel good about. And that's nothing to who I did my 200-hour through, because they were fabulous. But I just kind of wish I had given myself more time to kind of discover a lot more without having to align myself with a program in order to get some piece of paper. What kind of things did you use to study through the time before your teacher training?
So just books, tyranny, books, and my VHS tapes. I was looking at Rodney Yee and, Shiva Ray. I was looking at all of that stuff, and, just books, going to Barnes and Noble, getting me a book, and like looking at the poses and opening up my book and just reading and doing this or whatever. And that's what I did, until, for years. And I thought,
yes.
I don't know, maybe I would like to teach. So one of the ladies at the gym that taught the yoga, she was like, have you ever thought about teaching? And I was like, no. And she said, well, I think you could do it. She said, I want to take a break. And you come in the next class and you teach. And I said, okay. And this was at the gym. I said, okay. And so I went and got my books and was sequencing and everything. Honey, I was so scared. And I got there and did that thing, and everybody just clapped. And I thought, oh my God, I could totally do this. And she gave me her pay for the night. And I was like, wow. So it was great. And I don't even know where she is to this day. I cannot find her. We lost touch. So Carol, if you're out there, I love you. But yes.
Oh, that is an awesome experience to have. And it's definitely nerve-wracking, but man, that is, and you brought up a really good point about using books. Like the fact that there are that many, like there's so many books out there on yoga. Like
Yes.
the information's out there and accessible and affordable. If you look for it. And now, you know, in the technological age that we're in, you know, you can go beyond books and there's videos of everything and, you know, podcasts all over the place, audio stuff. Like there's the sky's the limit as far as finding out what you want and what you need. I think that's beautiful. I really do. So thank you for, you know, sharing that, because that's insight that a lot of people don't realize that they have or they can use. Self-study is literally a limb, or I'm sorry, one of the niyamas. And it's like, it's right there in the principles. Go for it. Just dig into it. Do it yourself. And I know it's, you know, can mean so many different things, but if you want to let it be super literal, study for yourself. Yeah. So tell me about that teaching experience going through or forward. Did you end up getting hired at that gym?
No, I didn't.
What's their problem?
No, I didn't. And then over time, I stopped going to that gym, and then I started to venture doing yoga outside. And yes, and so they had something called Yoga in the Park down here that was at a Shelley Lake is the name of the park. I don't even know if they still do that. But I started going there, and it was on Sunday mornings, you know, and I would go. And then there again, I'm in the front with my little yoga mat, and everybody behind me, one day the teacher doesn't show up. And they're like, you can teach it, you can teach it. So it's been like something that's, people just see it in me, and they're just like, you can do it. And so I was like, no. And ended up teaching a class outside when the teacher wasn't there. And
I love that these things, like this is fate telling you what your destiny is supposed to be. Just keeps throwing these things out at you, because I'm about to do the same thing, because I'm like, you should bring it back if it's not already still there. Yoga in the park is so magical.
Yes.
It's, as much as I don't like bugs,
yes.
I love doing yoga outside. It is just like that connection with nature, the fresh air, you know, the sensory stimulus coming in, you know, for just really grounding you, like literally into the earth.
The groundedness is the biggest part of that. You really feel connected. Like we are all connected, but you really feel connected when you're outside doing those poses. And then the breathing in and out, it's amazing. The geese didn't even bother me either. They were out there too, honey, trying to do their thing. And I'm like, y'all come on, inhale, you know. But yeah.
Man, if you can get a flock of geese to come and be nice to you during your practice, you definitely got the magical touch, because geese are some gangsters sometimes. My goodness. A beautiful bird, but I ain't gonna never mess with them.
For real.
Them and swans. Swans they're so beautiful, but so aggressive. Like, what is that?
Like they got something to prove.
Good. Right. It's like, I'm not just a pretty face.
Yes.
Let me stop clowning. Oh my goodness. So what are the different places that you have taught over the years? Because you're the first person I've had a chance to talk to, aside from maybe like one other person that has, you know, a decent experience behind them, So tell me a little bit more about all the different places that
Okay. Other than outside, I have taught the elderly, a place called Resources for Seniors. I have taught at Oak Street Health, and that's basically just chair yoga.
Nice.
What else have I taught? At that gym, quote unquote gym, but I didn't get hired there. And then just basically outside, my very first class when I so called myself an instructor was just outside. And so now I have studio space downtown Raleigh. And thank you. And so that's where I do my classes now.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations on all of that. That is amazing. How long have you been at the studio space?
This just happened. This just happened recently.
Really?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Hell yeah. Big congratulations. Awesome. How's it been going?
So far, so good. Yeah, so far, so good. I'm offering different classes. I have a yoga shimmy class. I have a yoga sculpt class, then just your regular like vinyasa power yoga. And then I have a class called Yoga Light. So yeah.
I want to know a little bit more about the shimmy one and the light one. Give me some descriptions because I am curious.
The yoga light is more so you're on your mat most of the time. It's more relaxing. You're more seated and doing seated postures like your seated twist and things like that. And the yoga shimmy, we wear little belly dancing skirts and we shake it out here and there in the pose. It's just simple as that.
That is such an interesting addition to the sensory experience of yoga. Oh, that's so cool. I always love those. Like, just give me anything that jangles. But I already told you I got ADHD. I love the loud things. Anything shiny and sparkly, give it to me.
Yeah, so that's basically it in a nutshell. Yeah.
Nice. How did you develop the idea for the shimmy class?
I don't know. It just came to me, honestly. I don't even know. It just came to me. Just out of the blue. I don't know. I'm just sitting there. I have my calendar and I'm planning and I'm just like, what about, something like that? Because a lot of people are afraid to try yoga. And if you throw something fun in there with it, they're like, oh, I want to try that. So.
Yeah. I always think of those as, what is it? What do they call, what did they used to call marijuana? A gateway drug? In the DARE program. It's like, yeah, it's a gateway drug. And then you just get into more and more and more. And I'm like, yeah. And there's yoga like that too. Where it'll get your foot in the door. And then as soon as you get bit by that bug, it's like, I need more. Yeah. Ooh, that's a nice mug.
Yeah, I made it. It says Mrs. Doughty on there.
Aww. I love personalized stuff. Because, I know it's so hard to find my name on anything. Ever. Like, it never happened. Let me just be honest. This never happened.
Yeah, mine too. My name is Dwanda. You know what I'm saying? But,
right.
Wandee is like a nickname for me. Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to kind of dive back into talking about your studio space. Is that the only thing that you have going on as far as what you do day to day, or do you have other employment that you do? Or tell me a little bit more about your life outside.
Yes, my life outside of yoga. I work at the hospital. So I was one of the ones on the front lines when COVID happened. I work in surgery. So yes. That is what I have going on outside. So I offer classes as best as I can around that schedule because I work 10 to 12-hour work days. So, yes.
Have you been able to rest?
Yeah.
Good. Because I can only imagine the type of things that you all have had to go through over the last 3 years now. It's just been, it feels just constant, nonstop.
You have to take it. You have to take that rest, though. You have to make self-care a priority. And going right back to yoga, that's my saving grace. Without it, I'm all over the place. So yeah, you have to take that rest. And I want to encourage everybody, no matter what you're doing, whatever, I'm working in the hospital, you could be, I don't know, whatever you do, take that rest. Take that rest. And yoga can help you do that. It can help you get the rest that you need. You have the rest in yoga, in the yoga practice, but also afterward, your body is super rested. So,
oof. The way you will sleep like a baby after a good shavasana. Oh my God.
And I have fallen asleep.
And you might even sleep like a baby in the...
I have fallen asleep. So yes. Mm-hmm.
I do often. It's also been kind of a thorn in my side with my meditation practice is I am running around so much and just go that by the time I sit down to, with my own thoughts and breathe, I'm falling asleep because my body's like, oh, finally she sat down.
Yes. Okay. Lights out.
So
yeah,
exactly. So it's been a big practice for me to be able to be rested without falling asleep, staying, conscious and aware. But I've also kind of let go of that guilt I kind of gave myself for falling asleep when I would ever get into Shavasana or just meditating in general. Because I'm like, you know what? You might have just needed the rest at that point. So let yourself have it.
Yes.
You can meditate another day. You can have the more conscious Shavasana another day. Today, you needed to take a little nap.
That's right. And it's okay if you come to class and that's all you want to do. That's okay.
Have you ever done it?
No. I haven't. But I do tell my students though that it's okay if that's what you do. If you want to just lay there or just child's pose, and I show them child's pose. Or if you're in something, it's a little bit too rough on your body, and you have to listen to your body too and not feel forced to get into those postures. There is no correct way. Let me say that again. There's no correct way to do yoga. Please don't look at people on social media and say, if I don't look just like her, if I don't look just like him, you do your yoga. You do yours. And don't worry about anyone else.
Yes. All the snaps. All the snaps to that one. Oh, that was so good. But no, that taking your child's pose whenever, I took my own advice one day when I practiced with another instructor. I don't know. I started out feeling like I could do the class physically. And next thing I know, I'm like, lay down. You can't right now. Lay down. And it was the most amazing rest that I had that entire week. And I'm so glad that I actually listened to that for once in my life, because I will say it to people all the time. And I've maybe only seen a very small handful of people do it in my entire teaching experience. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try it just to see what it feels like, because we can't just be teachers up here saying words that, don't make any sense or no one ever actually tries. Like, let me try it. That kind of goes along in with that notion you said about taking your rest. Yeah. Just take it.
Take it, and you don't need permission. Just do it, Just do it. For me, I'm just active. I feel like when I'm on that mat that I need to be moving around. So I guess I could try it. Maybe I will try it. But I feel like I have to be moving around and then be like, at the end.
That's still good too. That is perfectly fine because that's still you honoring yourself and your practice.
And I'm letting out. When you're doing your yoga poses, you can let out whatever frustrations or whatever it is that you're going through.
Yes.
And that is me too, most of the time on my mat. Some people take and they write and they journal. I get it out in my poses. So I like to move around. But then when that Savasana comes, baby. Yes.
Lights out. No, I totally get that because I use my physical practice in the same way as to release the pent up stuff that I know that journaling ain't gonna do. You know, anything else isn't gonna do. I need to like physically get it out, and putting myself through a practice. I really enjoy Ashtanga and Rocket Yoga, and those two can be, you know, physically challenging. And I'm like, okay, it's a rocket day. Kick your own ass real quick, because you gotta let this stuff out, and then lay down, relax, meditate for a while, and it's like I'm a whole new person.
Yes.
The beauty of the practice. So, tell me about the experience that you had with your yoga teacher training. First of all, when did you say you took it?
So in October of last year was when I graduated. I started in like March.
Congratulations.
Yes. So
big congratulations.
And it was online. So I didn't do it, you know, like live or in person, rather. It was online. And it was so convenient for me because of my work schedule at the hospital. And it was on the weekend. So it was a plus. It was such a plus for me. And I thought, okay, I'm going to do this. And the experience was breathtaking. It was like a community within itself. I got connected with other people all across the United States that was taking the training. So it was just amazing. It really was.
That is so dope. It's really cool to see the way that online trainings have really changed over the last couple of years, because you would have never seen the sheer quantity of programs that are available now back in like not even 2019. So the way that they've shifted and been able to be so much more accessible to people, it's great. It's so great. And it takes some of that cost down a little bit too.
It does. And that is that was a big thing for me too, you know, because you have other things going on. So, but I was like,
can't drop $4,000 on a training real quick. And especially when people figure out how much teacher trainings actually cost and how lightly they take yoga, they'll look at you like, you spent how much on what? Like, understand that's not like that, first of all. And second of all, if you actually practice, you understand.
Yeah.
But it's definitely an investment, because the way I see it can be used for so much more than just learning how to teach. It literally just teaches you about yoga, because it is something that's been around for so long. It's an introductory into a deeper understanding of it. And because it's been around for so long, I understand it's going to take some time to try to learn all of that shit.
Yes. Yes.
So everyone from all around the States, what was the demographic of your training? Was it pretty diverse?
It was very diverse. I was pleased to say that. I'm pleased to say that. But it was still a lot of white people. It was still a lot of white people. It was not that many people that looked like me, but there were some. So when we got into our breakout rooms to do our one-on-one things and we got into groups, I was so excited when I saw someone else looking like me. in the class. I was so excited to hear from them and what they had to say and kind of connect with them, outside of our classwork and whatever. So yeah, it was diverse,
Yes.
but not as diverse as I would have liked. Maybe a little bit more, but it was pretty diverse.
Nice. That kind of ties into what we were talking about before we started recording about how it's nice to have someone that you can relate to in the space, to, bring you into the practice, because folks don't understand what it is that we go through as Black people, but specifically as Black women. We get the hammer thrown at us quite a bit, and it's nice to have a familiar face in these spaces where we come to heal from a society that's constantly causing us harm. So I'm glad you were able to have someone there that you could bond with, because it's necessary.
Yes.
Teacher training is a vulnerable place too, because of that whole self-study aspect. You learn so much about yourself throughout the whole thing. Well, again, big congratulations to you on the completion of your training, because that's a big undertaking regardless, because imagine just spending 200 hours of something like consecutively. That's a lot of time.
You don't think it is. You look at it and you're like, yeah, okay, I can do that. But when you get in it, it's like, man, I didn't know it was going to be like this, and it does. And then I had classwork aside of, homework aside of classwork. So it was still, I had to plan around everything, so it was a big, huge commitment. But I'm glad that I did it, though. I'm glad that I did it.
Oh, yeah. I want to get a little on the personal side. What are some of your favorite things to do besides yoga?
I love to sing.
Now, I don't want to put you on the spot, but... Can we hear it?
I don't know. I don't know what to say. Damn it, gosh. Like, I was prepared to talk to you about yoga, man. Like,
girl, don't mind me. Don't mind me. We gonna get you on the mic one day, though. We gonna get you on the mic. Yup. Mm-hmm. What else you got?
I like to paint, and it's just a little freestyle paint, nothing major. What else do I like to do? Of course, reading, and we talked a little bit about that. Not currently reading anything exciting lately, but that's pretty much it.
What's your favorite source of getting books?
How to get them?
Bookstores or libraries or audiobooks?
Bookstores. I love my Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
Yes. And I like to order off Amazon too.
Yeah. I have to do better at the library, because I find myself spending money on books and letting them collect dust for a while before I remember that I have them. It's something about the urgency of having to return the book that gets me to sit and focus on.
Yes.
But yeah, I've been working on trying to do more reading, because back in the day, I used to eat up books like they were just lunch.
Yeah. But life gets in the way. Life gets in the way.
And I feel like what affected my ability to just sit and read was becoming an adult. Responsibilities came in, and there went the books. Yes. It was kind of sad when I think about it, but now I am determined to get some of those things that I really love and enjoy back into my life, because, we spend too much time stressed over all of this stuff and not really enjoying life. And we're only allowed so much time on this earth, in this body. I'm like, no, I'm taking my time back. I'm taking the things I enjoy back, and I'm bringing them in, and I'll still be a functional part of society, but you're not going to steal my joy.
Nope. No.
So that's awesome that you have so many things that you're involved in to keep you well-rounded, grounded, and all that stuff. You said painting, and you said kind of freestyle. What I guess what would be, if you could give me a description of your most recent painting, what would it look like?
It's a forest with a stream going down the middle, and then there is the night sky with a little moon. If you want to see it, it's on my Instagram.
Okay. Definitely, definitely. Is that usually what you paint, landscapes?
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could do that. I've tried, and then I look at it and I'm like, I don't feel very Bob Ross about this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how happy this tree was, but
well, you just put on some music and you just go. You just put on some music, and sometimes I paint and it's just whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It can just be handprints, it can be little squigglies, whatever.
That's usually my my method too, is just whatever comes to mind. But lately I've been really into gradients with color and geometric shapes. So I've been having some fun with that. I ended up getting COVID over Christmas, so it left me some time. I know, but at least I got to pick up the brushes again. So created a couple pieces, and I'm like, okay, yeah. That's, again, forgetting that it was something that I love to do because I was too busy with life. Like bringing it back.
Tyranny, I want to speak to yoga and religion. Can we do that?
Absolutely.
I want to speak about that because I grew up in a background of what we call Pentecostal holiness. So it was really, really strict, like really, really strict.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't start wearing pants until I was like 16 on my own. Like we wore dresses all the time. And so it was like almost cultish in a way. But what I wanted to say was that yoga is not a religion. And I know people, especially Black people, they thinking that they're worshiping something other than the God that they serve, and that is not the case. And they look down upon you if you do. Some people do look down upon you if you're doing it and say, "Oh, it's of the devil," or "Oh, it's satanic," or "Oh, it's witchcraft." It is not. It is not. It is just a form of exercise. It's a way for you that will lead you to enlightenment, that will lead you into meditation. It's all yoga is, and it hurts me that a lot of Black people think that it's like a religion, and it is not. So if you're listening to this podcast and you're thinking, I don't want it to mess with my belief system, it won't. If anything, it will enhance it. So I just wanted to speak to that.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I 100% agree. Because I grew up in a Baptist church. But there were always so many questions I had about everything that no one could answer. And I was just, I kind of gave up and just like, then forget it. I'm not going to deal with it. But when I found yoga, I realized that it helped me connect with something within me that is also, bigger than me. And that's what I kind of tend to believe is that worldly connection with everyone, the earth, the air, all of the elements, and whatever else there may be. And I'm not going to give it a name because I don't know what its name is or if it even has one. But it brings me into a place of fuller connection. And if you do believe in a specific God or deity or whatever, it brings you closer connection with that. It's just a vehicle to take you to, a deeper place of enlightenment, like you said. And I think what gets people tripped up is because of the fact that a lot of what is practiced in the United States is the yoga that comes from India. Now, they have their own, set of things that they practice. And if you take a practice from one country and bring it to another and, you know, essentially try to leave it alone as best you can. I know lately we haven't. But, you know, originally it was brought over. And so all of the things within Indian cultures and religions were brought over here. So, of course, it's going to look different. It's not going to be necessarily Christian, quote unquote, but it's going to represent their thing. But even they will tell you that it brings you deeper in to self, because self, there is a higher power within each of us, because we're all connected to the source. That's all it is. So I'm really glad you brought that up, because that is definitely a point of contention in the Black community in getting people to at least try it.
Yes.
Like, just try it. And if you want to consider it a form of prayer, even, meditation can be a form of prayer, because it's really just talking into yourself. And you know that whoever it is that you are speaking to, aside from you, is within. That's all it is. It's not as complicated as we all make it.
No, it's not. And to move your body, it's just beautiful. It's like a song.
Yes.
It's like a dance. It's a dance. It's like a song. When you're moving your body in those different postures, it's beautiful. And I feel beautiful when I'm doing it. I feel beautiful. And I'm hoping that when my students are doing it, that they feel beautiful as well. And I want them to feel the aura around me. You know, I want it to project, onto them. So they're like, look at how much she's enjoying it. I need to enjoy it. It will take your mind off of everything else, at least for that moment.
Yes. Well, I can tell you right now, your aura definitely
Thank you.
is felt by them. Because we aren't even in the same room, and I can feel it. So
thank you. And you have a beautiful one as well.
Thank you so much. But no, I think that speaks to how often that you were called to teach, is that you have that spirit within you to share something so beautiful, not only about yourself, but about this thing that you love. So yeah, you're following your destiny, and I am excited to see where everything goes for you and your new space. What kind of plans do you have for it going forward?
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna try to do an all women's day retreat. I'm planning that. Yeah, I'm gonna do something on Halloween, like a glow yoga or something. So I have some things. It'll all be on my website.
I love a good glow or Halloween glow yoga. Anything to get the black lights out and glow sticks and costumes. Yes.
Yes, a little scary.
It's my favorite holiday.
I got to play Thriller. I got to play Thriller. I got to play Thriller.
Oh, of course. Look, there was one class, a Halloween themed class, where I was just so into it. Thriller came on, and I'm like, and we were at a point where, there was kind of just like a crest where there was a pause in movement. And I'm like, if you want to dance, please dance, because like, how can you not do the Thriller dance break when it comes on?
Yes, no way.
It's like, we all know that choreo. We all know it.
It's the truth. We've seen it so many times done over. Yeah.
And of course, what was that game? The Michael Jackson Experience. I never got a chance to play that because I didn't have the game system.
I didn't play it either.
But one day I'm going to get my hands on that game and play it because it looks so fun. We're totally getting off topic, but we got to pay respect to MJ. The man was amazing. Amazing. Like the way that he moved and just.
He is my favorite entertainer of all time. And I defend that wholeheartedly. My husband knows it. He said that that's the only other man that I can love. Because so
I love it.
MJ all the way. But yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I didn't appreciate him as much as I should have when I was younger. I think it took me until I was in maybe like my early 20s to realize, like, I think it was the Off the Wall. Yeah, that album is magic. Just absolute pure magic, no skips whatsoever. But I mean, even back then, it was hard to create an album that, you know, you would just skip through. Everything could have been a hit. Music has changed lately, though. But we won't talk about that, because I'll talk about that forever. I will talk about the way that music has changed forever, because I am a music junkie. Do you see yourself offering mentorship or some type of education program within your studio space in the future?
Absolutely. When? I do not know. But absolutely. Yes, I do.
I could totally see that for you. Like, just imparting your wisdom to everyone and just sharing your magic. Because, yeah, I totally see that.
You.
Get that vibe.
I know the importance.
Yes.
I know the importance of people seeing others that look like them, and I think that's what this is all about. This is why I'm here. This is why I wanted to be here. I love everybody. I love all people, but I want people to be able to see, if you're Black and you want to do yoga, I want you to see that picture. I want you to be able to see that we do yoga. Black people do yoga. It's just not white people or people from India, or it's Black people too. Yeah.
Yes. Because if we want to be real, yoga is so old that we truly don't know its official origins. And we do know that there is yoga that existed in Africa, in Kemet. So it's in us too. Been in us from the beginning. So I know it looks like it is one way here, but there's more to it than that. And it's just a matter of opening your eyes and letting yourself experience something outside of what you're comfortable with. I love that about the practice too, is that it gives you that fortitude to be able to take yourself outside of your comfort zone. Because I'll fully admit, I won't even say was, I still am fairly shy, but, and I know I don't project shy all the time, but I am a very shy person. But yoga has helped me kind of not, crawl into that so much. I'm able to, talk to people a little bit more, be a little bit more open and forward. But before that, oh no, I stayed right in my comfort zones and didn't stray away. Even with the practice of yoga, I was introduced to it in high school and didn't take it seriously. And then again, a few years after that, but then again, didn't take it seriously until I was about 26. Yeah. So it was one of those things where I just was like, no. First of all, I didn't see anybody that looked like me to practice it, so I didn't feel comfortable. And the postures were uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was a very discomforting and disorienting experience, but I also think that was partially the instructors that I had. So it's important to have, an instructor that knows the practice well, embodies it, and can relay it to you in a way that you can consume. I didn't have that experience until way later in life. So again, that's why this is very important to me, is to show people there's so many people out there that you can connect with. If you had a not so great experience at a yoga space at one point, I got a laundry list of people that you can try now to find your person, because that's what it's all about, is finding the person that makes you feel comfortable to get outside of your comfort zone so that you can become comfortable anywhere. Yes. I know you've got that comforting class. I know it. Do you offer virtual classes?
I do it through Google Meet. And that's how I do sometimes my, one-on-ones. Sometimes people want like a personal or private class, and I'll do it through Google Meet or meet them at their place of choice or whatever. But yeah, I do offer them as well.
Nice. That is dope, because I've been wanting to practice outside of my own thing more and be led by someone. So I've been looking for some more virtual things because I'm tired of driving.
Yes. Yes.
I'll be real, because I'm very solidly starting to exit the yoga hustle. Studio hopping and stuff, and it's tiring. So I'm like, I'm done driving around. Even to practice, I'm done driving around. I'm gonna try to find some more virtual stuff. So now I'm glad I'm making all these new friends with all these virtual classes.
Yes, come and check me out. Like, be like, yo, like, what are you doing Friday? You know. Yeah.
I'm with it. I am with it. So, Wandee, we are getting close to the end of our time, and I have a tradition with this show, and that is for you to provide some advice to the newbies of the yoga world. Two-part question, not four. So, first part is, what advice would you give to those that are looking to start their yoga practice? And what advice are you giving to those that have been practicing and would like to move into teaching?
So, if you are looking to start your yoga practice, take it one step at a time. And what I mean by that is, don't jump into it feeling like you've got to do it for an hour or 90 minutes. You can do 10 minutes of yoga, just some light stretches. Don't try to mimic anyone else, and just do what feels good in your body. And then to someone who's been practicing for a long time and they want to teach, if it's in you to teach, if that's even in your mind, it is meant for you to teach. It is meant for you to teach, because God does not put things in us that we're not meant to do. It's meant for you to blossom and do that. Find a good school, wherever that may be. You can do it online like I did it. You can do it in person, but you will find your way, and the path will open up. I don't want you to worry about money or how it's going to be funded. It will happen for you. Manifest.
Oh, I am so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that, because it's not a small thing to even have the thought to teach yoga. Like, the fact that you thought it, that means that somebody put that thought there, first of all. And it's your destiny. Yes. Do it.
Totally.
I love that. Thank you so much for that. Was great advice. Thank you. So tell the people where we can find you, social media wise and in person, if you're in the Raleigh area.
So if you're in the Raleigh area, you can see me on Cabarrus Street. It's 1104 West Cabarrus Street. Studio 1104 is what it's called. To find out my classes and how often I offer them, it's on Instagram, Wandee Yoga, and Facebook, Wandee Yoga. Also, my website is Wandee Yoga. Everything is Wandee Yoga, WandeeYoga.com. That's where you find me.
Nice. Oh my goodness. Wandee, you are just a ray of sunshine. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate your time. Is there anything else that you'd like to plug before we wrap up?
Not that I can, no. Not that I can think of.
Sounds good. Well, again, thank you so very much. Y'all better go follow her right now. And I'd like, please don't waste any more time. Go follow her on all of the platforms. Go take her classes if you're in Raleigh. And if you're not in Raleigh, hit her up for some classes. Like, seriously. I don't know what you're waiting for. And I'm not going to sit here and accuse y'all of nothing. So we're going to wrap this up. Thank you all so much for listening or watching, whatever medium you are using. I appreciate your presence here. Wandee, I especially appreciate your presence here. Thank you so very much. I'll see y'all next week with another guest. Peace out. Hey there, Tierney again. I know you just finished the podcast episode and you're probably wanting to just go about your business or listen to the next one, but I have some exciting news. We're monetizing the podcast now. I know. This is so cool. This is so cool. But anyway, with that said, we are now able to take donations directly from the podcast. So if you're listening on Spotify, head to the show notes and there is a link there that you can click to provide your support. If you are not listening on Spotify, we still got you covered. You can either go to the website or go to our link tree by way of our Instagram bio link. Your money would go towards supporting this platform in all of its ways, keeping the podcast alive, giving us the ability to offer programming in the future. And those programs will look like classes, workshops, and so much more. There's a lot planned for this platform and can't do it without your help. So if you do have it within you to help us out, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so very much. I appreciate everything that you all do for this community here. Be blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Yoga in Black podcast. New episodes air every Tuesday, and next episode I'll chat with Alicia Burrell. You can find us on Spotify and iHeartRadio or check us out on YouTube. And if you want to connect with us, head to our website, www.yogainblack.net, or go to Instagram at yoga.inblack, also Facebook as Yoga in Black. We'll see you next week.